I popped into your stream and you were talking about movies. I'm
Hmm.
super into movies and TV.
Heck yeah.
What about you? I assume you are a little bit.
I love it. Yeah, actually, I used to be a film major, and then I switched to a biology major eventually. So
Oh,
I'm super about films. I love films. I love TV. I don't really get a lot of time to like make or edit films as much as I used to. But yeah, man, I love trying to watch like all the Oscar noms, all like the indie movies when I can.
nice. Yeah, I'm the same
Yeah,
way. I mean, I've been super busy right now, so it's been hard for me to catch up on stuff.
totally.
Uh, my girlfriend and I are almost done with season 1 of The Umbrella Academy, and it's awesome.
Yes, it's so good, dude.
It is.
What episode are you on? I
9.
think there's like okay, cool. There's 10,
Yeah,
right? Oh
yeah.
my gosh,
I'm not gonna lie though,
insane.
the episode before that was a little slow,
Right, right. Yeah.
but the only
It's
episode that
I think it's all gas from here, pretty much.
okay.
So no spoilers.
Yeah, definitely no spoilers. Um, so you said you watched The Gentleman after I
I
recommended it to
did.
you.
Dude, yes. Yeah. So I think you came in and you rated me, which was super, super nice of you. And we were really hype. And I was asking chat what like their favorite movie they've most recently seen or like recently watched was. And yeah, you said The Gentleman. So I literally watched it today. And I forgot because I have seen a trailer of that movie and Charlie Hunnam's in it. And I love Charlie Hunnam because I watched Sons of Anarchy. I don't know if you've watched Sons of Anarchy.
I have.
Um, yeah, okay. So he's like Jax Teller in Sons of Anarchy, and he's pretty freaking great. So it was nice to see him again, and not doing an American accent. So
Yeah, it's
that was
different, right?
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then yeah, Matthew McConaughey, and then just yeah, the storytelling was really interesting in that movie. Like I loved how it was kind of like from the perspective of the reporter,
Yeah.
and then just all the twists along the way. Really,
So
really big payoffs.
you can be honest, because I was the same way. I was super hyped for it, and then me and my girlfriend went and saw it, and honestly, like the first like 20 minutes or so, my girlfriend was enjoying it more than I was. I was like, where are they going with this?
Right.
It was kind of a
Right.
slow start, but because it was all kind of set up. But
Yeah, yeah, I think so too. For me, it was slow, but I think just for me, I was invested in like okay, like what's happening with Charlie Hunnam because he's pretty great.
yeah,
But no, I was like, yeah, this is like a movie starring Matthew McConaughey. He may have died in the opening scene. What's going on? And so yeah, I was a little confused. And then this reporter just keeps talking and like hitting on, you know, one of the main characters. I'm just like, okay, this is interesting. But yeah, the action scenes were really cool.
yeah,
And yeah, again, I just like how sometimes they'll even, since it is being told from the point of view of the reporter, sometimes you'll get like a scenario he fabricated and they'll just rewind and you don't even know until after. And I was like, that's so awesome.
yeah. Once that first chase scene happens, it's just like the movie just keeps going after that. And it was
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah, like plot point keeps like things keep unfolding and then everything cascades from like previous things that they set up. It's really cool.
yeah. Great movie. I
Mhm.
definitely wish it got more attention.
Do you have a favorite movie like of all time?
Um,
It's a hard question.
it is a hard question. I have. I tell people I have like a top 2 or 3. I'm a big Ryan Gosling fan. I like his more recent
Yes.
stuff. I really like Drive. Seen that one?
Okay.
I
I
like
haven't
that
seen that
one.
one.
And then it's probably a
Detective
tie.
Pikachu.
Detective Pikachu. It's probably a tie between wait, are you thinking of Ryan
Oh no,
Reynolds?
yeah, no,
Yeah,
I
you're thinking
mixed them
Ryan
up.
Reynolds.
Yeah,
He's good too, though.
yeah.
He's
It's fine.
funny.
I mean, they're both brilliant. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm talking about the Notebook guy.
Yeah. You're talking about Lars and the Real Girl guy.
Yeah. I've only seen
Yeah.
part of that. That one was weird. I don't know
Yeah,
if I
my
finished that one.
fiance loves it. And I own it, but I've only watched it like once, and she's like, "Let's watch this," and I'm like,
It's kind of an
but I'm
awkward
sure
movie.
I'd like it if I watched it again. But yeah, it's definitely an indie
Yeah, for sure.
burn.
But yeah, my number 1 is like a tie between Once Upon a Time in Hollywood and
Nice.
Blade Runner 2049. I really liked the
Oh,
new
dude.
Blade Runner.
I haven't seen either of those. I feel like I need to write it down so I can watch them because I've wanted to see Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, but yeah, my fiance saw it without me. I was really bummed, and now I'm just
Ooh.
like, well, I know it's like she broke the rule. But yeah, I mean, Tarantino, I need to see it.
Yeah.
But yeah, Blade Runner. I haven't seen the original There's two, right? Was it a remake or no?
It's not a remake, it's a sequel, and
Okay.
I honestly do not like the original.
Okay.
I get why people like it, but it's just not. I'm honestly, I'm not a big Ridley Scott fan.
A lot of people hold it in high regard, right? Like they hype it up.
There's a lot of like metaphors and stuff like that, you know. I'm not really into. It depends. Like I like Donnie Darko and stuff like that, but I'm not really into movies where you have to kind of like go kind of research what stuff means.
Yeah. I mean, a movie that makes the audience feel stupid is kind of strange. Like you don't like you don't want to.
It almost comes off as pretentious. I don't.
Right. Exactly. So those are always kind of funky.
Yeah.
I feel you.
But the new one is. It's something, man. You got to watch it. It's a long one. So is Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. But those are both kind of slow burns, but both really good looking movies if you appreciate cinematography. Well,
getting to watch The Gentleman was nice because that's something I know my fiance wouldn't really be into. So, you know, getting to watch that was really cool too. I mean, I can watch movies without her, but most of the time, if I'm not like creating content or doing stuff on Twitch, it's usually just trying to spend some time with her, you know?
Right on. What about you? What's your favorite?
I have a couple. I love The Godfather, but I mean that's probably just because like
I've never seen it.
Like a classic movie. Yeah, dude, you have to watch it. It's also super long and old. So if you're not really into classics, like it might be kind of boring to watch. But like my family's Italian, so it's really interesting to me, like watching like the mafia culture kind of unfold and stuff. Like my grandfather grew up in New York, like. You know, in the early 1900s. So it's like crazy. Early 1990s or no, sorry. Early 1900s. Is that the right? Yeah. Either way, he was born in like the 40s. Yeah. So it was insane. So it was cool to like see all that. And then obviously like, Marlon Brando playing the Godfather is just like one of the best, I think, like acting performances you can study for sure.
I do like more of the classic films to an extent. Like I really like Jaws. I think Jaws is one of the best movies ever made. Just from a story perspective, I don't think anybody's ever like nailed a movie like that as well. The only thing I can think of that came kind of close is like Tremors, where like they don't show what it is until like halfway through. You know, you're kind of still wanting to know what it looks like.
Yeah, I think I saw that once when I was young, but I don't remember. I can't quite remember like all of it.
Yeah, the first one's like kind of serious, and then they kind of just went goofy with it after that. But from a monster movie perspective, it's legit. Yeah,
kind of like Twister. Have you seen Twister?
As a kid, like on TV or something, but I don't think I've ever sat down and watched the whole thing. I think they're remaking it actually.
Oh my gosh,
they're making a
lot.
Didn't
they
kind
of already do that with Sharknado? You know.
No, I don't think so. Sharknado, those movies are. I just couldn't watch. I'm not into stuff like that. Have you seen like Zombievers?
No.
So
have you?
When I was in the military, they used to. When I was stationed on a boat, they used to play movies all the time off of like a hard drive that somebody put movies on, and that they used to put that on just because it was so bad. You know, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. My fiance always mentions Birdemic as like one of her like favorite really bad movies, and it's just even like there's no production quality to it. It's like just absolutely horrible. Kind of like The Room. Have you seen The Room?
Yeah, I've seen The Room.
Yeah,
I did like. What'd you think of the James Franco?
I thought that was great. I thought like they did so much to match The Room, and I think it's really interesting that I forget the guy's name. The main actor and the writer of the original one. Tommy Russo. Tommy Russo. Yeah. So the fact that he was so involved and like just straight for it, the whole thing, and helped them with it, it was like really cool because it's such an authentic like rendition of it.
Yeah, I really. It makes you wonder what's going on in that guy's head. Like, is he thinking? I know. You know, any publicity is good publicity, or
right? Does he not know if the joke is on him, or is he just kind of playing it?
Yeah.
Like, is he like, this is what happened, let's just go?
I mean,
who knows, man?
I think that was the right way to go about it.
Right. He did. I mean, if you can't laugh at yourself, then I don't know. You got to be able to do that.
Yeah. No, that's definitely up there as one of like the best so bad it's good type of
Yes,
movies.
yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. They also did the interview, which almost got us like nuked, right? Only about Kim
Yeah.
Jong Un, right, or whatever.
Hmm.
Yeah. Did you ever watch that one?
Yeah, the guy who plays Kim Jong Un, I've actually met him.
Oh, cool. Nice.
Yeah,
That's freaking awesome.
there was a so I actually got out to go work in the film and TV industry, and then everything shut
Okay.
down.
Oh
So
my gosh.
so now I'm just doing this, and this has been taken off. So
That's
going with
awesome,
this.
man. So that's why you got out of like Arizona area.
So I wasn't living in Arizona. I was stationed in San Francisco for the last 4 years.
Oh, okay, okay.
I was in the Coast Guard. I was doing
Right.
helicopter search and rescue. That's what I was doing.
Yeah, yeah. I saw your TikTok on that. That's freaking awesome, dude.
Right on.
That's good. Do you miss it at all?
I miss like the flying part of it, but
Mm-hmm.
it was like 70% working on the helicopters, and that part sucked.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
It always felt like there was not enough people
Mhm.
to work on them, you know. But
What did you want to do in film and television?
I really wanted to eventually get into like the creative side of it.
Okay, cool.
So the job that I was looking at, kind of aiming towards after being a production assistant, was being an assistant director.
Nice.
You know, so
Yeah.
I'm sure you know what that is, right? You know, a
Yeah,
little
the
bit about,
backbone of any production.
right on.
Literally do a lot of work.
Yeah,
Uh-huh. That's cool, man. Well, I hope that it all comes back around, or hey, maybe you'll just, create content full time. Even
yeah.
better,
We'll
right?
see. I think
I mean-
that's having that kind of creative bone that I think I have is definitely a big reason why I think I'm enjoying this stuff. So,
Totally. It's nice to be able to kind of express it like any
Mhm.
way you can. And it's
Yeah.
a big umbrella. Like content creation is a big umbrella, so.
I'll definitely take working from home over being on a set for 12 hours a day too. So
Yes, 100%. That's like one of the reasons why when I was a film major, I switched. It's just like I was like, man, like I do enjoy film and I like it. My bigger passion was like film editing.
okay,
But I just didn't want to be like like not knowing, like living the freelance lifestyle, not knowing what's next,
hmm
etc. So that kind of turned me off a little bit. And then I actually landed a job when I was 19, doing as a lab technician, doing like tests on bladder cancer, pretty much.
okay.
And yeah, from there, I really found that I liked that a lot. And I was like, okay, I'll kind of switch gears.
So is
And
that
now I'm a scientist.
so you're a scientist now? Okay.
Yeah, that's my official title is a scientist in
Okay.
research and development.
All right. So like, what exactly are you researching and developing?
So for my company, I help validate and bring new tests that we can offer our different doctors to help them with patient care. So recently, we've validated like many of tests that help diagnose different types of cancer. More recently, we validated COVID testing, and my lab is now doing COVID testing, which is good. I guess we're doing our part, so that's nice. And sure, business is booming because of it, so that's good. But in general, it was really cool to get experience working on like validating and developing a COVID test with like FDA use, like emergency FDA use, just to kind of say I've done it and like have that under my belt. So
Yeah.
that's nice. And again, it's nice to be able to kind of help people get some sort of peace of mind in times like this,
Yeah, for sure. Have you been COVID tested?
Yeah, we actually test every week at my work, so
Oof.
I get free testing every week. But what's nice about our test is it's not the very invasive one that goes like, it's not the nasal pharyngeal swab that
Yeah.
goes like all the way up into your brain area.
Is it antibody?
No, it's not antibody either. It's just a swab that goes like to the top of your nostril, like right here, like
man.
where it would resist is where you stop, like, and you kind of just swab around there, and you do it in the other nostril, and yeah,
When's
it's
that coming out?
super easy. What?
When is that going to be like?
I don't know. I guess we gotta get our salesman over to your doctor's office or something,
I've
or
been
maybe to
tested
CVS.
twice. I've been tested twice. Once I was on a deployment and somebody had chest pressure, and so they freaked out and they had us all tested and like quarantined to
wow.
like this Navy lodge, and it sucked.
Yeah, that's rough.
So I got tested by the Navy guy, and he was really like not nice about it. And then
Yeah.
and then I got tested because I got strep throat, and we thought it might be COVID.
Right.
So I got tested again, and man, it sucks. It burns.
That one that goes all the way. I've just
Yeah.
hear horror stories about it, and I'm so glad that we don't have to do that at my work every week because I don't know.
Whatever they have like this purple fluid that they dip it in. That stuff just burns so bad.
No thanks.
Yeah, it feels like the tickle in your brain.
Yeah.
Not cool.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad our test doesn't do that, and yeah, man, it's cool. Yeah, I guess I'm officially a scientist with creative hobbies.
Nice. Yeah, that's cool.
Maybe one day more than just hobby. We'll see.
Oh, okay. Yeah. What are your like goals with that? What do you
with like content creation or?
Oh, okay. Well, so what do you want to do? Do you want to keep going with the science stuff, or if you could do content full time, is that what you want to do?
Well, I'd love to continue doing content full time.
Okay.
But I mean, I'd like to start doing content full time. I love my job and I love what I do. I mean, given the choice between the two, though, I would definitely do content creation full time.
Okay.
But in Southern California, and it would have to be a lot to kind of help support myself.
For sure, I totally get you.
Yeah.
If I hadn't saved up some money when I got out, it'd be sketchy right now. I haven't got my unemployment check yet. It's like,
oh, it's crazy, man.
Yeah.
That's wild. Yeah, I mean, I'm glad you're grinding, man, because it looks like things are on the upswing for you, which is really cool.
It's definitely been a grind, man. There's been some late nights for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, it's fulfilling though. Like it's a lot, but if you have like surrounding people who surround you that really support you and kind of like cheer you on and push you, it's super fulfilling.
Yeah, I was honestly kind of on the fence about talking about being in the military as much as I am now, but people kept asking what I did before, and so I just kind of came out with it.
Right.
And the support's been crazy, man.
Yeah, honestly, it's really nice, and I mean, deserving for sure. I mean, it's something that everyone kind of questions. Like, I mean, when you come of age, it's like it's like that's always an option. And I mean, what even got you into it?
So my stepfather was in the Coast Guard, and when the time came to start thinking about what to go to college for, I just, nothing was coming to mind. I did think about film school, but all I saw was, that's a lot of money. I don't really want to go into debt.
Yeah.
So
without any promises of a job after.
For sure, it was just kind of, it was nothing that you could count on. So
yeah, exactly.
I figured, hey, my stepdad's, a guy that I really look up to, and if the Coast Guard made him the man he is, then I feel like I can't go wrong with that. So I decided to do that, and if it didn't work out, there's always free college then,
Yeah, totally.
So, yeah, I ended up doing 6 years, and just decided that was enough for me. But
yeah, man, everyone's got to exit at some point, I'm sure, right?
Yeah,
maybe.
Well, the thing about it was the rank that I was. There was basically one more rank after that where I would still be able to fly as much as I was, and then after that you kind of start working more at a desk, and I didn't want to work at a desk. That just that didn't sound like something I wanted to work up to. And then obviously the pay is not exactly what people join for. And with how much stress I was going through, I was like, I would rather, the hard work dictate what I do instead of, this test that we had to do every 6 months.
Totally.
To make rank, it was kind of just, it was tough, man. Because I worked on helicopters, and this test was about all kinds of stuff we didn't even work on, and just.
Yeah, I mean, if you're busting your ass, I mean, at least make it something you're a little more passionate about. If that's content creation or filming, TV or whatever, like.
Yeah.
Not saying you're not passionate about, serving or anything like that, or working on helicopters, but I mean, it kind of shows in your, like, the way, like you're presenting yourself at work and stuff like that. You don't want it to be negative ever, I'm sure.
Yeah, I think once I started getting that feeling like I really don't want to go to work today, I just really don't want to. I was like, I need to change something. Something's off, It's not fulfilling anymore.
It reminds me of the Steve Jobs speech he gave at, I think it was like, I forget what school. It was like a speech for graduation. He pretty much said the same thing. He's like, if you wake up in the morning and for, too many days in a row, you look in the mirror and say, I don't want to do what I'm about to do, then it's time to change something. And it's like exactly what you're explaining. So it's good. That's awesome that you made that step.
Yeah. Honestly, the biggest thing was I wasn't the fastest mechanic. It took me a little longer to fix stuff, and I don't know. It wasn't fun for me. So, and like I
Yeah.
said, only like 30% of it was flying, and the other thing was the next place I was going to go was either going to be Florida, where I was going to go to sniper school, and if I didn't qualify, then all I was going to do is work on helicopters. So that was kind of daunting. I really didn't want to risk that.
Totally.
So
it's a big risk, yeah, for something that you wouldn't enjoy.
Yeah, it was either that or go to Jersey and then deploy to like DC to guard the White House. But I didn't really want to go to the East Coast, honestly. I like the West Coast.
Yeah, so. Totally. Heck yeah, man. Well, here we are, dude. I mean, you can never tell. Like, you probably didn't think this is where you'd be, right? I mean,
not at all.
That's what's crazy. Like, you can only connect the dots, like, in retrospective. It's just like you just don't know where you're gonna be. I wouldn't have ever thought I'd be in anything with science when I was younger. So here I am now.
Yeah, it's crazy how things work out.
Yeah.
It's been humbling, to say the least,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then what about TikTok? Because you're on TikTok now too.
Yeah, I when I was in the military, we weren't allowed to have TikTok. So I like right when I was basically not done, but you can save up to like 60 days of leave, right? And I had like 43 days saved up. So I started that 43 days and I made a TikTok, my first one, and it did badly. And so I didn't really touch it for like a month. And then once I got settled in here, because I had to move from San Francisco and stuff, I just started hitting it and it started to work out. So basically everything, all of this has been the last 3 months. So it's crazy, man.
I mean, everything you've built's pretty cool though. I mean, must be nice to like be able to like look at all that and see it and be like, looking back and be like, wow, look at I mean, you've bring creators together. You have like, you're building your TikTok, you're building your Twitch. It's all kind of falling together.
Yeah, I think this is kind of a cool idea. This is episode 6, so it's still pretty new. I just got it onto Spotify because they had like some kind of 5-episode prerequisite, before you can actually start uploading on there. So that's on there now. So it feels official now.
Yes, dude.
Now I just gotta market it,
Yeah, totally. I mean, you're doing it.
Yeah, I thought you'd be a cool person to get on, man. I really dig the stuff you do on TikTok. And
thanks.
How often do you actually like I don't want it to sound weird or anything, but how often do you actually like talk on TikTok? Because it seems like more of your stuff is more of like, you know what I mean? Like you do a certain style.
Totally. It's funny because I spend so much time on Twitch where I'm literally talking the whole time. And it's strange that people don't hear me talk much on TikTok because most of the time, like the niche or the type of videos that I've kind of fallen into is just like using sounds and like doing trending, like things that make him gaming related from those trending sounds and stuff. And that's fun and it's a little easier sometimes. But yeah, I kind of just started doing that. And then I found the ones where I talk just weren't quite like hitting the right audience, or they weren't really just like getting many views or anything, which views aren't everything. I still love connecting with my audience. I'll do lives and stuff if I can. But yeah, no, it's such a weird thing to think about because I'm like, oh, it's weird that people don't know that I'm, but my voice sounds like maybe, probably.
I honestly think like I saw a couple of yours. I had seen some of yours pop up on my For You for a couple weeks now. Honestly, you know what? Now that I think about it, I think it's almost been a month. I think its time is just flying right now. It feels like. But yeah, I had seen a couple and I was like, what does this guy sound like? And I went to your profile and I was trying to find one. And then I saw you were live on Twitch, so I like checked out your Twitch and
yeah, that's so funny. I guess I need to make more of those then, more talking TikToks.
I don't know,
which I'd love to do.
If it's working for you, it's working.
It is. Yeah, it's everything's kind of just like you test the waters, Yeah. I mean, for me at least, like some weeks I'll feel like I've done everything right on TikTok, and other weeks I'll be like, why does TikTok hate me? They don't want to push any of my videos out. but it really, at the end of the day, it's not a huge deal. My main thing with TikTok is like I've started streaming on Twitch in 2014, I think, end of 2014, and um, I just started getting really consistent with it again because I finished college, and I wanted to bring more people to the Twitch because that's what I really love to do. I love streaming on Twitch and stuff. So yeah, I was like, TikTok's great for discoverability. Like, let's do it. And it kind of fell into place. It's been working. It's been nice. Um, but yeah, now I mean TikTok's cool too now. I like that.
Wait, so how long did you say you've been doing TikTok?
TikTok I've been doing since I actually started like uploading daily, I think at the end of May, like last week of May.
Okay.
Yeah, and so I've been able to grow. I think I just hit 40,000 yesterday or this morning.
Congrats.
So that's awesome. Thank you. Thank you. And yeah, that was awesome. Sometimes I try and post at least 3 times a day if I can, but like working full time and then, you know, life stuff, and I try to, but that's why it's I usually try and make a bunch of drafts in the morning and then post them throughout the day if I can.
Yeah. No, 3 is good, man. I think
Yeah.
as long as you're doing at least once a day, I think you're
Yeah.
you're doing something right. Because I find some people are like, oh, this is really cool, and I look and they haven't posted in 4 days, and it's like,
Yeah, exactly. You
Yeah.
want to kind of make sure you have a presence, right?
yeah. To me, it's like wasted potential, you know?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I think TikTok's just like one of the biggest like opportunities to grow for like so many people. Like
Mhm.
people who never even thought they would have ever had a platform or an audience or could be an influencer or anything like that, are able to really just kind of burst on TikTok. And yeah, if you're I mean, I'll see some accounts that do like video after video. Sometimes they'll just do 8 to 10 videos a day, and then they'll just be even if they don't all perform, they're just grinding, they're just going.
Mhm.
And it's just like sometimes it could be a numbers game, I guess, you know.
Yeah, I'm definitely trying to figure out like what type of videos work better, because I would definitely like to, as you get bigger, I think like the algorithm kind of prefers that as you get bigger, you make less videos, but like better quality, you know, better
Right,
quality content.
Totally.
Like there's a guy I had on, his name's Chunky Hustle. I don't know if you ever heard of
Yeah,
him.
yeah, I know him. Yeah.
Yeah, he said once he got big, like he only does like one a day. If he does more than one a day, like his videos don't do as well.
Yeah, no, I think I was listening to a little bit of that one when you guys were talking about it. And it was really interesting. I think he said something also about like going through your old videos, and if any sounds like got removed, to like private those. And I'm like, great, my whole account is based off of people's sounds.
Oof. Did you go through?
And I actually did go through. I went through and I found 2 of them.
Okay.
So I privated those, and I don't know. Again, I don't know if anything was wrong in the first place, but at least probably wasn't helping, you know?
Yeah, I need to look again. After that podcast I looked, I honestly didn't have any. So
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, at least a lot of your more recent stuff is like original content that I've seen, or like replying to comments and stuff.
Yeah, I've definitely been trying to reply to comments more. I think that's fun. I think they like the interaction. It's
Totally,
different.
yeah, and I think TikTok likes that too, like when you use their features like that and stuff. But yeah, for me, I'm like, I've always like want to ask or just make a TikTok where just like asking people if they have questions and stuff, because like I always want to make like replies to comments and stuff, but then I'm like, obviously the content I produce is more like, oh, this is relatable, so you can't really like make a reply to someone going, yeah, I agree, you know, like. So yeah, I think I just need to do that.
Yeah, I honestly did kind of mess up a couple days ago. I made a TikTok and it was almost like an exact copy of somebody's, one of those like streamer life videos, and I had done one in the past. That was like one of the first videos I did that kind of blew up a little bit. So I was like, oh, I'll try doing that again. But I was kind of lazy and I didn't change enough about it. And I don't know if you know who, I think it's Clicks, the streamer. Like 30,000 people saw it because he was scrolling through TikTok and he stopped and watched the whole thing. And so I just got flooded with comments like, oh, you stole this from so-and-so, you're a copycat. And so it kind of blew up. It has like 600 something thousand views. But it's like all hate comments.
I think a lot. Yeah. Well, I mean, I've seen a lot of your TikTok show up in my For You about talking about it. So I was like clicking through like the comments to see what was going on. Yeah, no, I saw the video, but like, and I get it. Like, I get it. Like you want to change something, right?
Yeah.
Because like I've seen some creators in the same like niche as me literally make my exact video.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of just like whatever. Like they should have been more original, but it's not a big deal. And maybe I would feel a little more salty if it blew up and mine didn't, I guess, stuff like that. But at the same time, it's like I feel like I don't want to say nothing's original, but you can make your own rendition of things too. But
Yeah.
I totally understand why you felt like, you needed to kind of address it and just like kind of backpedal a little bit and do what you had to do. But again, I just feel like people do that all the time on TikTok.
Yeah, I was surprised. I wonder if Clicks hadn't watched it, if it had gotten, that attention.
Right, so. Exactly. And I feel like probably not. But again, I mean, you have video with 600,000 views, right? When like, the creator fund opened up. I mean, you got like $1 off of that maybe.
No, I mean, not for nothing though. I got like 1,000 Twitch followers like within like 36 hours or something because of that video. So
and that's amazing. And honestly, maybe that's the reason why like your stats have been through the roof recently, right? I mean, if unless it happened before that, I'm not sure. Like
no, it definitely like I was starting to build a little bit of steam, and then I did that one, and then there was like a big explosion, and that seems like it's kind of coming down a little bit. It kind of comes in waves. It feels like
Yeah, everything does. Yeah,
and it seems like every wave gets a little bit bigger.
But yeah, exactly. I feel you, man. I'm like waiting for it. When I first got on TikTok with and then was streaming on Twitch, I was like, whoa, like people are here. Like this is cool. And like my average was probably around like maybe 8 to 10 before on like viewers. And now like it like went up. It like originally went up maybe like 30 and now it's like hovering around like 16, which is cool. Like I like it. And I'm getting a lot of like familiar faces in. The only thing that sucks for me is just my schedule because I work full time, and so I don't get to start streaming till 9, 9 to midnight, which isn't a great slot for the audience on TikTok, which is usually younger people,
Yeah.
So, but I'm grinding it out, and it's still super fun.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is consistency. And you said you have a schedule, right?
Yeah.
That you try to stick to. I think that's important too. I know a couple people. They're like, well, I don't know what I'm doing wrong, and I look and like they're literally just randomly streaming. Like they don't tell anybody they're getting on, nothing. And I'm like, well, there you go. Like that's one thing. How's anybody supposed to know when you're gonna be on? If you just randomly start streaming.
Yeah, that's like one of my biggest tips I can give someone is like, aside from grow your audience on other platforms because Twitch isn't really discoverable, is like consistency is important, and it doesn't have to be over the top. I stream, 8-hour streams 4 times a week or 5 times a week. It's just like have a schedule so people know when they can come see you again, or they can mark their calendars, or hey, it's Wednesday and it's 9 p.m. Like I know Mike's streaming. I'm gonna go watch him. Cool. Like let's if they know that, if they have that reliability, then you kind of build that like I don't have to call it trust, or maybe just like the knowledge that you're there. I guess your presence.
How long do you normally stream for? You said like 3 hours?
Yeah, I do 9 to midnight. If I can get on before 9, I do. But I for the sake of having a schedule, I say 9 to midnight, no question. Tuesdays I'll usually start a little earlier. But I'll do 3 to 4 hour streams 3 days a week, and then that time frame I can commit to. And then if I can do extra, I do. And then I just alert people on like Discord or Twitter or whatever. Because I can't promise like a weekend stream if I have something going on or whatever.
Yeah.
So that's just kind of what I do, and I like it. And I think a lot of times people need to like, if you have 4 days for content creation, like one of them should be towards like creating YouTube videos or TikToks or something that lives off of Twitch that can constantly bring you more people to join the community. I mean,
absolutely.
That's like the reason why I love Twitch so much, and the reason that what I always tell everyone who comes is just like, thanks for like hanging out in the community. Like that's all like I've ever wanted, like with Twitch, is like, I'm not like trying to get famous. I'm not trying to like, I'd love it if it became a full-time thing, but like, I just want to have a cool community of people that I can hang out and game with and just chat with,
Yeah. No, that's good, man.
That's the best part of it.
Back on the TikTok post thing, I reached out to the guy who made it. And he like you were saying, the whole thing about like, TikTok is kind of it not straight up just people copying everybody, but to an extent it is, you know? It's like you
Right.
take it, you kind of make it your own. But yeah, I reached out to that guy and he was like, yeah, man, it's all good. He's like, you should probably tag me next time because, you know, people got butthurt.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been looking at his stuff, and what he likes to do is he likes to be live on TikTok at the same time as he's streaming.
Mhm.
How do you feel about stuff like that? I noticed that more and more people are doing that.
Yeah, so I tested that when I was first able to go live, and for a bit, because I followed, I think it's Lucci TV or I don't know if it's Lucci or Loki or whatever. He plays a lot of like Warzone and stuff. But for a long time, like he would go live on Twitch, but he would just put his TikTok on live, and his phone would be looking at like a graphic saying I'm live on Twitch.
Yeah.
And I was like, huh, okay, like I guess that makes sense. Like, you know, I could see why that's helpful, right? Like, if people aren't going to go look at your schedule, they wonder if you're live. They're scrolling through TikTok, they see that you're live, maybe they'll come through. So I tried that for a bit, and I mean, it just didn't really produce much of an impact. What I kind of started doing was, like on days where I had time to, I would like try and post on TikTok, and then like an hour later, if it's like hitting the For You page, go live, because you usually get more impressions on your lives when you're actively like on the For You page.
Yeah.
And then I'll chat with everyone for maybe 15, 20 minutes. And then at the end of the chat, go, okay, guys, we're literally going live on Twitch right now. You guys should come through, hang out if you want to keep like chatting, if you like, you know, the vibe, and just kind of like give them a little taste of like what the stream would be. That's kind of what I've been doing. I mean, if people go live at the same time while they're on TikTok and Twitch, I feel it's really hard to give like 100% to one or the other. And people can get confused. You're like responding to this chat, and then this person's like, wait, what? What are you talking about? I don't know. It seems like a lot to balance for me.
Yeah, I have a couple ideas about it. Like, first of all, I correct me if I'm mistaken, but I thought as an affiliate, you're not supposed to stream on more than one platform at a time.
Right. Yeah.
And I don't know if that counts.
You think you have 24? I think it's a 24-hour
like if you want to upload stuff, yeah, 24 hours, yeah. But I mean, I don't.
But yeah, you can't simultaneously stream.
Yeah,
on
and
two different
so
platforms.
I don't. Yeah. I wonder if they would count that if you're just if you have like a sign that says you're live on Twitch. You know what I mean?
Right, because the content's different, right?
Yeah.
Technically, it's not your streaming content.
But I've honestly seen more and more people. They have it like to the side, and you can tell they're like talking to the chat, and then they'll like look over and be like, "Hey, I'm live on Twitch. If you want to join the conversation." And I'm just like,
yeah.
What the hell? You know?
Yeah, and I used to do it too, because like again, I tried the thing where you just put the sign up and say, "Hey, I'm live on Twitch," and like if I saw someone joined, I'll be like, "Hey, come over to Twitch. We're hanging out," you know?
Yeah.
I didn't really think it was I don't know. I'd rather connect with people more. I'd rather just give them my attention like before Twitch starts, and then be like, "Hey, come over to Twitch."
Yeah, that's what I do. I do that too.
I think it's important to be able to like connect with both audiences. Like obviously I'd love for more crossover and stuff, but I mean, people who follow me on TikTok or follow you on TikTok, like I'm sure they feel more like they feel special when you can connect with them and stuff, you know?
Yeah. Cause I did, I think a couple weeks ago, I'm not going to say who, cause honestly I don't remember, but there was a guy that I kept seeing. I don't know if he was just live all the time on Twitch. It seemed like it, but I would be scrolling through my For You, and I just kept seeing his live pop up, and it was just his sign. And so I unfollowed because I was like, I'm tired of seeing this.
Yeah.
So
for sure.
that was kind of the reason why I brought it up, because I've been thinking about that. I'm like, I wonder if that's doing more harm than good, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Because then your TikTok lives don't really.
Yeah. I don't know if I don't know, like there's a lot of debate around like going live. Does it boost your views on TikTok or not? And then I'm just like, well, if I'm live for like 3 hours a night on TikTok while I'm streaming Twitch, like, is that suppressing my views? Am I actually hurting myself?
Yeah.
I don't know. There's just so much unknown about how the algorithm works. And I'm just like,
Yeah,
I'm just going to try and be genuine.
Sorry, I don't mean to talk over you.
Oh, you're fine. You're good.
I used to be really kind of like religious about the TikTok algorithm, but as time has gone, I've kind of started to take more of that stuff with a grain of salt.
What do you mean religious?
like I used to follow what people said to a T. Like they're like make 13 to 22-second videos, use 2 trending hashtags, 2 niche hashtags, all that mumbo jumbo,
yeah.
you know. And I had like a week and a half or so where like I was like, what did I do wrong? Like like, you know what I mean? Like I was in a rut, and I found out, or at least I'm pretty sure it was because I started giving away G Fuel on TikTok. I don't think they like giveaways.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I think that because did you see like the Mr. Beast thing where he was trying to give money away on TikTok, right? And
I
he
heard
had
he got in
to
big trouble. Yeah.
Yeah, so like he actually couldn't even
it.
finish the giveaway because whatever, right? But then like what? Didn't David Dobrik give away a freaking Tesla and that blew up? No problem.
I think it see, those guys are on a different level. So
yeah, you're right. You're right. Sorry. Yes. But I think it is part of the TOS that like that you shouldn't be doing giveaways.
I didn't honestly, I don't see anything in there. I think it's just something that they like. Honestly, I think it causes trouble because I started getting DMs after like the second or third giveaway. People are like, "Hey, somebody reported my comment and I don't see it anymore. I think they're reporting my comment because I'm winning." And sure enough, people started complaining, "Hey, my comments are disappearing." Stuff like that. Some guy, I told him right away. I was like, "Dude, I saw your comment. I'm pretty sure they didn't like it because you said you were gonna snort the G Fuel." You know what I mean? Like that's not a good thing to be saying. You know.
Yeah. Like maybe you don't want to say that.
Yeah. So once I steered away from that, I literally started gaining momentum, and it's just been I'm riding the wave I'm on right now.
So that was like the one thing you did that got you out of like a rut you're in on TikTok.
Yeah, and obviously that's relative to what I was doing, but I don't know. I haven't changed anything else besides that.
And I guess you started opening up a little bit more about like your military stuff, right? As you're saying.
Well, that's super recent, like within the last couple days. Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
I do think that my content is more personal, which you know I think that's working for me, just because I guess it's different. You know, people are used to TikToks being like dances and stuff.
Yeah. Yours is more of like I'm just your normal guy. Like, what's up? Let's hang out.
Yeah.
Eat Doritos. Put bags on our heads.
Yeah.
Just hilarious.
Obviously, I do focus a lot on like being a content creator and stuff like that. Not like a tips side of it, but more like, hey, like here's how I do things. You know, like watch me try to do this. And,
well, I think that's why it's genuine. You're not like saying that. You're not like, I am the ultimate person to be giving you all the tips. I know how to do this, and this. You're just like, hey, this is what I'm doing. Like it's kind of working. That's awesome. And just being genuine. I think that's the biggest thing.
Yeah, I mean, I do think that I would have to be doing something a little different if I didn't have, you know, I wasn't in a relationship with my girlfriend and stuff like that. I think that definitely a lot of people are like, your girlfriend is super supportive and like that's awesome. How do I find a girl like her? Stuff like that, you know. And it's I think it's just different to see that. You know.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of TikTok kind of like people who are like trying to stream on TikTok.
Yeah.
Like on Twitch and like make relationship type stuff like blow up, which is cool.
Yeah, so, I'm definitely seeing it more and more. So
yeah, and it's cool to see people in healthy relationships that are like, you know, supporting each other, because that's how it should be, you know. Yeah,
I almost wonder though if I should make some videos about like the crappy stuff though, because there's times when it's like my girlfriend's got school, you know, like plans get canceled, stuff like that. It's not all sunshine and rainbows all the time, you know.
Oh, so, of course not. Yeah, it's absolutely not.
I feel like
there's so many.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I'm so many times similar where it's like, even with just like my 3-day week schedule, it's like I either have to miss out on something or I have to feel like I'm disappointing, you know, my fiance, like saying I made a commitment to do this, you know. Like there are now people counting on me being there, and I would also like to stick to it for my own like sense of completion and stuff. So
yeah, I mean, it definitely sucks. There's times where my girlfriend would be like, well, can we do this and that? And I'm like, I can't. Like, this is a critical time. Everybody's home right now, and everybody's about to start going back to work and school, and it's like I got to take advantage of this time. And she's like, okay, I understand, you know. But I'm definitely trying to make more family time and stuff, because I feel like for the first 3 months, I definitely did not take a break, man. And it was starting to get to me. I actually had an anxiety attack, I think, on one of my streams a couple days ago.
Dang, dude.
So, and
That's
I've never
crazy.
had one before, but that's my girlfriend
Right.
has anxiety, and she's like, yeah, that sounds exactly like what she has sometimes.
Yeah. That's got to be really, really tough.
It was weird,
So
man.
are you making more time to like relax now and just have like more family time and stuff?
Yeah, my girlfriend's like, all right, when we're like watching TV, hanging out with, because she has a kid. Um,
Mm-hmm.
like it's like, all right, try to stay off my phone. Like she'll remind me, hey, like
Yep.
being on your phone again, because TikTok is designed to distract you, man. It's so
Yeah, it's
hard to
so
put it
easy,
down,
dude.
especially when it starts blowing up. Right after you posted something, it's
Right.
hard to not look at it. So we're
Yep.
definitely doing more of that, and then after that happened, I definitely like took the rest of the night to just kind of shut my brain off.
Yeah.
That's my issue is I can't shut my brain off, man. I have all these
Mm-hmm.
ideas, and trying to prioritize them is super hard.
Yeah. I mean, do you write everything down? Like, do you have like a notebook or something? You can just get it
I do
out and then you can kind of
sometimes.
empty.
I
Yeah.
do sometimes. I need to do it
That's
again,
good.
I think. But
Yeah. I mean, it's mental health and content creation or streaming in general, like it's super important. And I think that's why another reason why schedules are so great is because if you make a schedule and you stick to it, like a reasonable schedule, then you don't always feel the obligation to overdo it. And you also can at least you can feel accomplished with what you've done to the point where you don't feel like you have to go crazy doing more, you know?
yeah,
So it's like you don't have to have your brain go, okay, well, got to always be streaming. Got to do this. I got to do this. I got to do the next thing. But it's easy to get carried away with all of that, especially with TikTok too. It's just,
yeah.
it's wild. Yeah.
Um, I definitely. I think one thing that has a lot to do with like the stress finally getting to me is that, I mean, if you think about it, 3 months ago, like literally, I feel like nobody gave a crap about me, and then all of a sudden,
Mm,
there's all these people, and I was never really I wasn't shy, but I was never very outgoing, you know.
right. Hmm.
So I don't want to say it's a lot for me, but it's I definitely have to push myself sometimes out of my comfort zone.
Right.
And I think
Right.
it was just one too many times. And
Do
that
you,
stream specifically there was a lot of people. So
right. I could see why that's super like, yeah, I can imagine for sure. And it's tough. Do you ever, block your view count?
so with the new, I used to use Streamlabs. I don't
Hmm.
anymore. Now I use OBS. Honestly, I don't really look at it. People tell me, they're like, "Oh, there's this
I
many," and
hate that.
then
Yeah.
I have maybe I should take it off. I do have a view counter thing, but it doesn't update like very well.
Frequently. Yeah.
So when I go to my just chatting screen, it'll be there. Um, yeah, maybe I should take that off, because I do
Yeah.
notice that like if I have like a large dip, I'm like, oh, I gotta like be more energetic and then stuff like that. And it's
Yes.
like maybe if I
Yep.
just act like it's always packed full of people, then
Right.
yeah, yeah, maybe I'll try
100%.
that.
That so yeah, like I'm so bad at wanting to always see it. And
So am I.
I'm the same. I'm just like, okay, like it's rad, like things are working. And like I come from I'm scientist, right? So like numbers are interesting to me. I'm like, okay, if we have a spike in viewers, I'm doing something right. I need to, look at this data and figure it out, whatever, right? But it's so bad for me when I'm like, okay, like I had 22 viewers and now I have like 11. Like what did I do? Like, or like maybe they don't like the game I'm playing, or they don't like the way I'm acting, or they didn't like the fact that like my fiance came in for a second and I couldn't give them all my attention, or any like, like, and the fact that I wouldn't think that if I just couldn't see it, I was,
Yeah,
you know, like even on the 24-hour stream I just did, like I tried really hard not to look at it often. Maybe I would peek every now and then because 24 hours of being obsessed over a number is so taxing,
yeah,
like and then yeah, you came with a freaking huge raid for us, which was awesome. And I had the view count blocked for that whole thing, and I was just like, this is awesome. Obviously it showed the number you rated with, but I was just like more I felt more excited throughout that point on. I was able to keep the same level intensity rather than obviously raids. People like your views go up and they go like down quick, right? Because
yeah,
people want to go hype it up and then they're on their merry way, right? So
yeah.
it's hard not to look at it, and it's also hard to manage your emotions through the ups and downs.
Yeah, I kind of have been using it more recently, kind of as a guide to know whether it's time to switch games. Because I'm
Yeah.
a variety streamer. I like to play like at least 2 or 3 different games every stream.
Hmm.
So if I start to see like a large dip, I'm like, all right, I think it's time to switch. Like, what do you guys want me to play? You know?
Yeah.
So I did start out playing Call of Duty mostly,
Right.
and then I kind of steered away from that because I was like, I really don't want to get stuck playing the same game all the time. You
Did
know?
people ask you to play it all the time?
Not as much anymore because I play so many different things, and I do play a lot of shooters. So I think
Mhm.
that most of them are like, okay, like I can watch Rainbow Six. It's close enough to Call of Duty.
Right.
Um, but I also do think that if you don't play a certain game as much, then when you do all of a sudden like play it for like a whole stream, it's just everybody's like super excited because they're like, oh, it's just all Call of Duty today. That's pretty much what happened yesterday for
Right.
me. I think I played
Mhm.
one game, like one match of Rainbow Six at the end, because that's what they
Nice.
voted for. And then and yeah, it was fun. I was like, I told the chat, I was like, I'm vibing right now, man. Like I love
Yeah.
Call of Duty, so and it seems like they fixed a lot of the bugs that everybody's been complaining about, so I think that
That's
had a lot to
awesome.
do with it. But
Yeah.
yeah, no, that was the most Call of Duty I've played in a while on stream, and I loved it.
And the best part is that you enjoyed it. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
like the most important part, to be honest, you know?
Not that I don't enjoy other games, but that's like one of the games that I grew up playing, back when
Right.
how old are you, by the way?
I'm 29.
29? Okay, I'm
Yeah.
24.
Okay, cool. So what was your first Call of Duty then?
I played Call of Duty 3 because it was like $20 because the Call of
Mhm.
Duty 4 had just come out, and then Call of Duty
Oh,
4
okay.
obviously was the one that really made Call of Duty blow up. And
Right.
I finally convinced my parents to play that, and then ever since then, it's like every Call of Duty I have to play it.
Dude, nice. You even started playing before I did. Damn, dude.
Yeah,
I think I jumped in at Modern Warfare 2. Um, and
such a good
then
game.
yeah, it was amazing. And then I really grinded Modern Warfare 3, which wasn't amazing, but I
Still
loved it
good.
for some reason. Like one of my guilty pleasures. Well, one of my huge guilty pleasures is Advanced Warfare, but no
Really?
one likes. I feel like
I
no
like
one
it.
likes Advanced Warfare. Did
I
you? Okay, cool.
I think that was the best exosuit one, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
yeah, for sure. I thought that it was a huge departure from like normal Call of
Yeah.
Duty, but also for me, I think it was just a time where like most of my friends had the same gaming
Yeah.
console and we were all able to get on, and there was a clan wars feature where like
Mhm.
your clan would go
I remember
against
that.
other clans, or like the points you earn were matched up against other clans points, and it was super fun to just like everyone grab some energy drinks, we're freaking grinding this weekend, let's go. Like those are the memories, you
Yeah.
know.
I think that game, that Call of Duty specifically, I think is one of the most like ballsy Call of Duties they've made. It really tried
Yeah.
a lot of different like new things.
Yeah,
You
and I
know?
feel like so many after it tried to borrow things from it. Like, wasn't there like some sort of jumping in Black Ops like 3 or
Yeah.
something, right? Or wall running too as
Yeah.
well.
Black
And,
Ops
like,
3 is honestly probably my least favorite Black Ops.
mhm. Yeah, yeah, that was unfortunate.
Yeah. Did you play Infinite Warfare?
Only a little bit. I think just because like a friend wanted me to. That was before?
Space. You were in space in that one.
Yeah, I don't think I played much of it. I think
So
I played like maybe 2 hours of that game.
the multiplayer was meh, right?
Okay.
It was just weird. There was like
Hmm.
maps where like all of a sudden there's no gravity and stuff, and it's like woo, cool, but everybody's kind of over the whole exosuit thing because Black
Uh-huh.
Ops 3 had come out and disappointed a lot of people.
Right.
At least a lot of the old fans,
Hmm.
But Infinite Warfare's campaign, honestly, is one of the better ones. I
Okay.
would go back and play it again.
Nice.
So I
So I've
recommend
never-
at least the campaign.
Yeah, I'm not like one who's really ever played many of the campaigns in Call of Duty, because like I'd always buy it for the multiplayer experience and I love it. But yeah, I've just never really touched the campaign. I always know they're pretty short, so like they're an easy grind usually, right? Like,
Yeah,
so, but yeah, maybe I should go check it out for sure,
yeah.
especially if it's on sale or something.
Do you have a favorite? Do you have a favorite campaign?
I probably couldn't say just because I really haven't played many of them. I think I played Modern Warfare 2 campaign when I was younger, but
Yeah.
I haven't really played anything since then. But I remember that one would be pretty crazy.
Yeah, that's pretty much the best one, I would say. That or the
Yeah.
first Black Ops.
Yeah,
First Black Ops
dude,
is
the
pretty
first Black Ops
badass.
was so good. At least the multiplayer, even I thought was really great
Yeah.
for that too.
It looks like they're going more towards that type of campaign again, so I'm really excited for this new one. The reveal's tomorrow. I might have to do like a little
Yes.
stream for it. We'll see.
Yeah, totally. Honestly, I'm just glad. I mean, it's crazy to think like that franchise in general is just like such a mainstay, and they just. I know they have like what 3 developers that rotate every year, right? For
Yeah.
whoever's making the new one. Um, but it's just like I don't know. It's just so comforting knowing there's going to be another one, always
Yeah.
around the corner. But it's cool to see, it come back around. They had like a hump where they got really crazy with ideas, and then like everyone was really excited for it to be more boots on the ground again. And it's just like all of a sudden, and then BR's got crazy, and here we are with Warzone, which I guess is evolving into the next Call of Duty. From what
That's what I
heard,
hear. That's what the rumor is. They're trying
pretty
something
cool.
new. So,
Yeah.
I think the leaked thing did say that. I think it's Woods from Black Ops 1 is supposed to be like a playable character in Warzone soon. So they're doing little things like that just to kind of hype it up. I just really hope it doesn't get delayed because I can see how that might happen.
Yeah, I mean, freaking one of my absolute favorite games of all time, Destiny. Destiny 2 got delayed, unfortunately. It was supposed to come out September. Now it's coming out November like 10th or something, I think. Or it's not coming out. I guess the new update is coming out. The new expansion.
I got confused. I was like, it's not out.
Because I mean Destiny 2's been out for 3 years, I think now. But yeah, so every fall they have like a giant content update where they bring like new raids, new gear, new weapons, all this stuff, and then sometimes new like abilities for your characters. And yeah, waiting for that's gonna suck. But I can wait. If it means a better like experience where I don't have to like be raging because things are so bad, then I'd rather wait a month or two.
Yeah, I'm the same way. As much as it sucks, like they delayed Cyberpunk.
Yeah,
I'm excited for that one, but it's like, hey, if delaying it means a better game with less bugs, I'm all for it.
Right? Like, if I have to wait a couple months to still be talking about how much I love this game in 5 years, then like it's probably worth it. Like.
I mean, Rockstar delays their games at least twice, every time, and they have some of the best games.
And they're bangers every time. Yeah. Like almost every release.
How much were you into Grand Theft Auto? I still haven't played Red Dead 2. I gotta play it on stream.
I know. I need to play it.
But
I hear so many great things about it too. Grand Theft Auto, I was like big into when I was younger, like putting in all the cheat codes, like playing with my brother and passing the controller back and forth, seeing who could survive the longest, like just really getting up to no good because you always wanted to be playing next. You're like, okay, you have to go get in trouble so I can play soon. You can't just go drive around.
Yeah.
So that stuff was always super fun. GTA 5, I played the campaign on Xbox 360. That's how old the game is, I guess. Yeah, it was fun. I think they're fun games, man. Don't think that people should be playing them at too young of an age, but
I agree. There's definitely things in that game that you shouldn't be doing at a young age, but I honestly I haven't played through the whole story of Grand Theft Auto 5, and I don't know if I will. Now that people are asking, people are telling me, nah, just wait for the next one.
Yeah.
But
I mean, unless you think you'll gain some, I don't know, some happiness from it or something.
I think it would be better if I just played Red Dead 2. I'm more into westerns anyways. I've always liked westerns.
Yeah, I heard the gameplay's super cool.
I just the detail in that game looks crazy.
Yes.
The fact that you can like grow your facial hair grows and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like
sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say if you don't shower, like everybody complains that you stink in the game and like flies buzzing around you. Like
the attention to detail is so good. Do you mainly play on PC, like your games like that?
I'm all PC now. I used to have an Xbox, but I never streamed on it. I've always streamed on PC.
Yeah, I used to do purely PS4 because like when I first started streaming, I started streaming Destiny because it was the first Destiny, and it was like my game. It's like grindy, really grindy, like a looter shooter type game, kind of like Borderlands, I guess, a little bit in that sense. So yeah, I started streaming that, and that was only on PS4. So I was like straight up console streaming. Oh, I wasn't streaming from my console, but I had a capture card, and then just finally went to PC because I saw the way, I suppose.
Yeah, I once I went to PC, I was like, this is what I've been missing out this whole time. You know, like I'm missing out on this. You know,
Yeah,
but yeah, I
it's wild.
have you tried going back to like PS4 at all? Play a game?
Recently just to play Last of Us 2. Um, and I just don't really like consoles much anymore. I mean, I still have like I still have hype. Like I'm still like PS5. I'm really excited for. I mean, Xbox One S or whatever the Xbox Series X or whatever it's called.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's like the new hardware is always cool to see. But like I don't know. I guess maybe I've become more of a PC elitist recently. But yeah, you always been able to do that stuff on a PC for like a long time. I mean,
Yeah,
like oh yeah, you guys can get 60 frames per second now. Cool. Like I mean, I don't know.
that's what I was gonna say. Like, not to rag on console too much, but last time I tried to play Xbox, it was just felt so sluggish, man. I was like, the
Right.
controls, just move so
Hmm.
much slower. The
Yeah.
FPS, like I notice it now,
Yeah.
whereas before I didn't notice.
Well, that's what's tough about it because you get if you end up having a monitor that has a good refresh rate or something, or even you can produce like really great frames per second, and you have a wider field of view on some of your games, like on PC, then trying to go back to a game on console, especially a first person shooter, can be really rough.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I still have much love for consoles. That's why I think crossplay, like more games that do crossplay, are more welcome to me as long as they're not super competitive. Just being able to game with your friends on any console is like super awesome.
nice. Yeah. Did you like Last of Us 2? I haven't played it yet. I loved the
Um,
first one, obviously.
so the
Everybody
first one's
does.
like one of my all-time favorite games. The second one, I still haven't finished. I'm like a couple
Oof.
hours away from finishing it, but it's not something I want to play on stream. So I don't have a lot of time to play it because I'm usually playing something different on stream or doing other things when I'm not streaming. So I'm getting close to the climax of the game. So far, I mean, I think it looks great. It feels good. The story's a little different. Um, but I think they took some bold moves in storytelling to kind of um the story of what they did. I don't want to give spoilers or anything, but yeah, I avoided all spoilers for that game because I knew a lot of them were out there before the game came out. So I've kind of been spoiler free for the whole thing, which is nice.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
I've heard some things, but I like try to forget about them because if I ever do play it, I don't want to know.
totally.
No.
Yeah, I don't want to give you any impressions other than it's worth playing for sure.
So it is worth playing. All right.
Yeah, I think if you were a fan of the first one, this one's definitely worth playing, no matter what. I think.
Okay. The other one that I've always wanted to play is the Spider-Man game. I never got to play that.
Yes. Dude, I have the Spider-Man edition PS4 because
Oh,
I was stoked. That game's super fun. And if you're like a completionist, like I don't know if you like to do like all the side quests or collect all those things or whatever, but like there's a bunch of different spider suits you can get that are really cool looking. And the
right.
combat's really, really fun.
Yeah. Yeah. I saw that they're coming out with like a new one or something, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think they have the Avengers game coming out, and then I think there's gonna be the Miles Morales Spider-Man for PS5. It's gonna be like from the character who was in that animated Spider-Man movie that came out recently. Did
Right.
you see that one? Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I saw that. That was a good movie.
Yeah. And Into the Spider-Verse. Yeah, that was so good.
Yeah, that was really cool how they did that. I got a buddy. He talked to somebody who is like family with somebody who worked on the movie, and they like created a whole new type of animation for that movie.
Right.
Yeah, so that's really cool
Yeah,
when studios do
I
something like
remember
that.
like watching a video or reading about it. Like, yeah, they literally animated like the same frame like 3 times and then like overlaid it like 3 different ways or something crazy like that.
Yeah,
Like totally groundbreaking, which took so long but ended up looking stunning for sure.
unlike anything else, for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, definitely unique experience. Everyone should go check it out for sure.
yeah. You haven't seen that? What are you doing?
Yeah, right. Seriously.
What TV shows are you into?
Well, more recently, Umbrella Academy has been really awesome. I I typically, if we're talking like classics, I guess, oh gosh, I don't know what's classic anymore, but The Office is amazing. Um, How I Met Your Mother's like one of my all-time favorites. Parks and Recreation, Community was really good, but more recently, yeah, I've watched yeah, Umbrella Academy. I've watched The Politician, which is also on Netflix and pretty good, pretty crazy, really
What's,
weird twists and turns.
what's that one about?
It's about the first season's about this kid. It's played by Ben Platt. I don't know if you know who that is, but he's like done stuff on Broadway. He's got a great voice. Anyway, he's running for student body president, but he's also aspires to be the president of the United States one day. And it's made by the same makers of American Horror Story.
Okay.
And so it really is just takes a lot of weird, crazy twists and turns that you're like, what is happening? Like, I don't know. It's just weird to explain, but pretty much the first season covers his like campaign to try and become student body president in his senior year of high school. But it's just was such a different experience than I would have expected.
Okay, yeah, I'll have to look at that. See.
But yeah, I mean, also, yeah, a huge fan of Game of Thrones, except the last season.
Yeah, my girlfriend, she just started that. I shouldn't say started it. She's more like binged the hell out of it. She's on like season 4. I told her, I was like, all I want to watch with you is, damn it, I can't think of the name. The one in season 5 where he goes and meets the people and then the White Walker army shows up, like, for real for the first time, you know?
Right, yeah.
Yeah, that I was like, I'll watch that with you, but that show pissed me off so much. I don't want to give it any more of my time.
You didn't want to like watch her reaction to the Red Wedding or anything? Or did she know it was coming?
So like she'll like be in the same room sometimes watching it, and like I'll hear she's like, "What? No!" Or you know, and I'm just like, "Oh, I know what's going on."
That's
like,
my favorite part about having someone watch a show that you've seen. It's just like waiting for their reactions to certain things.
Oh, I lost you on the thing.
Oh, hello.
I see you, but on the podcast overlay I have, you disappeared. You can keep talking. I'll just fix it.
Oh yeah, no worries. But yeah, like if you're like maybe you're telling your partner to watch something for the first time, you're like, oh, you have to watch this. It's amazing. Or your friend or anyone, like them just getting that, like watching them have that reaction to something you know is coming that they never saw coming is just so great.
Yeah. How did you feel about the last season?
I hated it. I mean, I love the series. It just left a really, really bad taste in my mouth to the point where I don't even find myself talking about it much. I almost forgot to mention that it's one of my favorite shows when we're talking about it right now. I mean, like, I have a lot of strong opinions about it that are probably spoilers, but it's I just don't like what they did with Danny's arc and how fast they did it. I can understand where they were coming from if they wanted to eventually get there. I feel like they needed 2 more seasons or at least 10 episodes in the last 2 seasons or something to really get me there.
Yeah,
but other than that, yeah.
I was one of the people that like binged it all to watch the last season. So I felt like I binged for nothing. Not for nothing, but like it was like, all right, I'm so pumped. I spent all this time watching it, and then it was just,
yeah,
you know, it was 100%. Such a letdown, man.
Dude, yes. And then, I mean, imagine that being your favorite show and your baby for freaking, what, 6 years or whatever, right? Like, and that's what you get. That's the closure you get when the books aren't even being done written and the person writing them could die at any moment and you don't ever know what's going to happen. Like, I feel like the writers just really gave up, or they just really got too comfortable, or they just were so ready to move on to something else that they just didn't give it what it deserved.
Well, have you heard what the excuse is about that?
I heard they were like really excited to move on to Star Wars.
Yeah, and then they lost that because of that. Yeah. So, and
I heard, I heard that they were saying themselves that they're like, you know, they're pretty much over it. They're just overwriting it. Yeah. And then there were just so many blatant, stupid plot holes in the end, and I'm just like, this makes no sense.
Yeah, it was just lazy writing.
Dragons. How can dragons be so easy to take down? I don't.
All of a sudden, yeah. When you have the aerial view on the thing attacking them. But anyway, I digress. I was getting a phone call. Hang on, let me answer this super quick.
Yeah, no worries.
All right, we're going again.
All right, cool.
He was asking me how you eat the crumbs at the bottom of the Dorito bag. I don't.
So you had to call the expert, right?
Yeah, it's one of my high school or childhood friends.
That's amazing.
Yeah. I was like, I'm doing the podcast right now. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry.
He's like, I can't really give you an answer right now. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
Christian,
man.
if you're watching this, love you, man.
Dude, yeah, I mean, sometimes you just really need those hard hitting answers, you know?
I mean, he came to the right person.
Yeah,
Uh,
absolutely, dude. No question in that. So yeah, Game of Thrones was a huge letdown last season. Um, but I still have love for it. Like I love so much about it. Maybe in like 10 years I'll rewatch like the first 7 seasons and feel okay. But
Not me. They
really? Never?
no, they kicked my puppy with that last season, man.
Yeah,
Lost
that's
all
tough.
respect.
That's tough. Especially like taking all of that in so quickly to try and get a good payoff at the end when you've probably heard everyone tell you how great it is for
Yeah,
so
man.
long. Well, if you could in a vacuum think about seasons 1 through 6 or 1 through 7, like did you like that binge?
Yeah,
Like were
I
you
honestly, for me, I could only watch like 1 or 2 seasons, and then I had to take a break
yeah,
because
it's a lot.
yeah, it's a lot to like understand. Like, okay, so this is what's going on. This is who this is, and stuff like that. Um, but I honestly, some of the towards the end where people were kind of like, hey, like this isn't as good. I was like, I like it. I really didn't have a problem with what they were doing. But that last season,
Yeah.
there's no excuse, man.
Yep. Same like even season 7 people were kind of like already like, "Oh, this is bad." And I was like, "I thought season 7 was pretty decent." I didn't
I was
have
invested.
any complaints. Yeah, for sure. I mean, Battle of the Bastards was really cool. All that
Yeah,
stuff.
I was expecting like a Breaking Bad type of climax where it was just like, the perfect like ribbon
Right.
on top of
Like
it.
even like that last battle in season 8 like with the Night King and how he goes. I thought that I know a lot of people didn't like that, but I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But,
All right, we can get off Game of Thrones because my girlfriend's gonna watch this and be all.
right,
I'm gonna have to tell her
gonna,
to skip this huge section.
no worries. Yeah, it's all good.
Have you watched Westworld?
I watched the first season, but I have not watched any of the other ones.
Okay, I was curious to see if you had watched the other ones because I the first season was good, but I hated that like everybody was kind of predicting what was going to happen next. So I would hear all these theories and they turn out to be true. So it kind of like ruined the fun of it. But I love the idea. It's a really cool concept. I just don't know. I'm a big Christopher Nolan fan.
Yes. Dude.
And so I was super excited because it's like, okay, his brother is finally doing something on his own, And yeah, maybe I don't know how many more seasons they're doing, but if they when they finish that, I might go watch it.
I think they just started or finished season 3 or something, but I recently was talking or catching up with a friend who was like, "You have to watch Westworld." I'm like, "Okay, I guess I do." I mean, the first season was great, but it was like, I don't know how many episodes there were total in the season, but it was like 9 episodes to build, and then like episode 10 was like, oh
yeah,
shit. Like so much crazy stuff, and so I was like, "This is dope." But yeah, I just hear it gets more intense, and I'm not opposed to it. Me and my fiance have a huge addiction to Hell's Kitchen or pretty much anything Gordon Ramsay does. So we'll watch old seasons of that all the time. They're like all on Amazon. So
I like Kitchen Nightmares.
Yes, dude. Where he's literally like going through people's kitchens and like throwing moldy freaking beans around or something. Like, ugh, so good.
Yeah, and he has like explained to them like why this causes salmonella and stuff. You know what I mean? He's like, how are you still running? He's all pissed off.
Who did not teach you these things? Like, so good.
Yeah, it's watching that show and then going to a restaurant after that. You're like, start thinking about stuff.
Yes.
You see like
every time we go, we're like, this restaurant has a menu that's way too big. There's no way they can deliver on all these things. Something's got to be spoiled back there. Like, so bad.
Like you almost have to ask like, all right, what is like the most popular thing on this menu? Because you don't want something that like nobody ever buys. Because then it's funny how that show changes how you think about stuff like that.
I know. I love it, man. Gordon Ramsay. He's anything he does, I feel like is just always really good. So I'm there for it.
So I pretty much ask everybody who comes on about conspiracy theories. Are you into any conspiracy theories?
Do I like believe in any of them.
Sure. Like, what's one that you're convinced about? Could be anything. Like, I like historical stuff. Aliens is fun to talk about.
Honestly, I mean, I don't know if I like. I mean, I will 1000% talk about them for sure, but I don't think I like actually like subscribe to any of them.
Okay.
Unless I'm just like missing someone, like something that's like super blatant. But I don't know. I know I have a lot of friends who just really just try and, again, very scientific minded, so they just try and get under my skin with them, and they're just like, yeah, well, the earth is flat, and like we didn't actually land on the moon. And I do have a friend who like actually hardcore believes that 9/11 was an inside job, and I'm just like, whoa.
So
I
see 9/11 is a weird one, man. I'm not saying that like, oh, people didn't die and all that, but I definitely think there was something going on with money behind that, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's interesting.
I mean, I'm sure you've heard it from your friends all the time. There's all kinds of stuff, like the guy who owned the World Trade Center, you know, or like the guy who, I don't even know what you would call that. But anyways, the guy who was basically in charge of having like an insurance policy on that,
right,
filed a huge insurance policy,
right,
like a day or two before it happened.
Yeah, that's really
it's fishy,
weird.
Right?
Yeah, for sure.
So there's things like that.
See, like I feel like I can entertain conspiracy theories like that. That's a weird coincidence.
I think it's fun to talk about because nobody knows like what the answer is. That's why it's so much fun. Right. So I do jujitsu, but the jujitsu academy that I go to is 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu. I don't know if you know who you know Joe Rogan, right?
Yeah.
So one of his good friends, Eddie Bravo, is a huge conspiracy guy, and it's actually called 10th Planet because there's this theory that there is a 10th planet that enters our solar system every so many years, like 100 or 1,000, couple hundred or couple thousand years or something.
Okay.
And I don't know. It's interesting to think about, but I'm not saying I believe one way or the other. But the whole idea is, I think it's called the Anunnaki Theory, and it's the theory that this planet that enters our solar system every so often, which apparently I've seen some articles where they say that there's a planet close enough that it could enter our solar system if it was in a certain orbit or something. Right. But the idea is that there's these aliens that live on this planet that came to Earth for gold because scientists have actually talked about using gold to kind of help our atmosphere. I don't know if it was to block some of is it the radiation from the sun? See, you're a scientist, so I don't want to start acting like I know what I'm talking about.
It's very targeted. It's what you do. I'm more molecular science, so I don't really.
Yeah, but apparently you can put metal particles into the ozone layer or something, and it will help reflect some of the damage that the sun is doing to the ozone layer.
Okay.
And so the idea is that they needed gold for that, and so Earth has a lot of gold. So they came to our planet, and they spliced themselves with monkeys and created us to mine gold.
Whoa. Fascinating.
Yeah, so that's where 10th Planet came from.
Huh.
So
that's really, I've never heard that. That's so crazy.
Yeah, so if you ever see somebody with a 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu shirt, you should ask them if if the Anunnakis are coming back soon or something. If you remember that, they'll be like, huh?
Right. I know. And then you said it's Eddie Bravo, right? Is that his name?
Yeah, Eddie Bravo.
Yeah. So my old roommate, one of my best friends, he a huge Joe Rogan podcast fan. He would always show me like these videos of him just like freaking out about these like conspiracy theories and how Joe Rogan's just like, that doesn't make sense. Like, I think the one that I watched was like him and maybe another person saying how like space isn't real, or like every image of the Earth that's ever existed is fake.
Yeah. So,
and how the satellite that updates it every minute is updating a fake image every.
So I know what you're talking about. So what he was saying, and this is partly true, but it's still like ridiculous that he's saying like it's all fake.
Right.
So the satellites, they orbit around the Earth and they take pictures, constantly, but they have to, because of their orbit, they every once in a while they miss like sections of the Earth when they orbit, right? And so they fill in those spots, and it's computer generated.
Right.
So he's like, oh, it's all CGI,
Yeah.
But it's like, no, it's not. It's just it's a computer. I mean, it's just like it's like when you stream, when it gets all blurry, your computer's trying to fill in the gaps,
Yeah.
So it's the same thing, but yeah,
exactly.
He's just trying to. It's part of the whole theory that the Earth is flat. It's just another part of the argument.
Wild. I don't know. Tweets their own. Whatever. Tweets their own. But I don't know.
Go ahead.
I feel like science in general, like you can't progress in science if you spend your whole life trying to prove what other people have already proved. Then how are you supposed to build off of that?
Yeah.
You have to learn from what they did. Look, and maybe you don't have to trust everything they did, but look at their sources, look what they've done, look at the paces they put in to prove this, and then move on and find something else out.
Yeah.
Let's progress it.
Yeah, the Earth being flat theory is a goofy one.
I agree.
I don't remember the whole story, but did you hear about the guy who like made his own rocket to try and like prove that the Earth was flat, and he crashed, and it was like really bad?
Oh my gosh. Are you serious?
Yeah, I don't remember. I just remember it ended badly. Like he ended up going to the hospital because he crashed.
Oh my gosh.
But
that's wild. People do some funky things, man.
Yeah,
I just love how sometimes that like flat Earth stuff is like sometimes people's logic is like, well, when I look that way, it's not round, like on the horizon.
Yeah. See,
just like
I used to do deployments on the ocean, so like I know, like you'll see a boat go over the horizon and you can't see it anymore. That's because of the curve, like. Really not that hard. You just need to go on a boat.
Yeah. We all just need to get on a boat together. Let's
go on a boat.
The next Flat Earth convention should be held on a cruise boat.
Yeah, they should.
Perfect. Yeah.
Like you can, because we would do these. We had like shifts where we had like a 4-hour shift where we had to like drive the boat, or we had to like stand outside with binoculars and look for stuff in the water. Like we almost hit a whale one time, stuff like that. Like you're just kind of making sure that, there's nothing. We also were looking for drug boats. So there's that too. They don't want to be found. But I remember all the time you would see like a little light come over the horizon, and it's the mast of a boat slowly coming up into view,
Yeah.
So
there you go. Seeing is believing.
Yeah, exactly. What about aliens though? How do you feel about that topic?
I mean, I feel like aliens exist. I mean, I feel like they have to. I mean, I have no proof and nothing to show for it, but for me, it's crazy to think, and it just causes a huge like existential dread thinking about anything like this for me. But it's just like, obviously we're just like two people floating on a rock in space that is like crazy huge, right? Why are we the only ones that get life? Like, and in our solar system, maybe we are the one lucky planet in our solar system that like it's it. What about like other systems or galaxies or whatever, right? Like, so strange.
Yeah.
Like, with how vast it is, I don't know. There has to be. I feel like, I don't know.
I can't remember. It was like the Prime Minister of Britain or something. He says that there's the tall whites living among us.
What? What is that?
Yeah, I don't know. He's talking about some type of alien. Like, that there's actually, you can go online and there's like classifications of the different type of aliens people have said they've seen, and tall whites is one of like the major ones. Yeah.
Wow. So like Area 51, like you think all that's like.
So Area 51, I am slowly more and more thinking that it's true because I don't know if you know who Bob Lazar is.
Sounds familiar.
He was on Joe Rogan.
Okay.
And so Bob Lazar is this guy who, I don't want to say when, I want to say it was the 80s. He came out to the news and said that he worked on spacecraft not from this world. And the reason that he was coming out about it is because I think he was threatened that he was going to be killed or something, and he was basically like, okay, if I come out and say something, then they can't kill me without like the public noticing.
Okay.
But my personal opinion on that, after watching him on Joe Rogan and seeing all the interviews and everything, his story has been super consistent since the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
And then when he was on Joe Rogan, the way that I left that was like either it's true or he is like the greatest liar on the planet.
Yeah, dude, who knows?
Because the way that he talked about it was legit, like he was recalling memories. Like he'd be like, "Oh yeah, you know what? Like this, and that." Like because somebody would say that, "Oh well, some guy says that this," and he's like, "You know what?" And then there was, I remember the big thing was there was some fingerprint scanner that he said that they used at Area 51 to get into like different parts of the base, and he drew it and stuff like that, and everybody's like, it's not real, and then they found one.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
What?
Yep. They found one.
Where did they find it? Maybe he planted it.
I don't know, because I saw Joe Rogan was like, oh, you should watch the documentary, and they showed him like and he was like he almost started crying because he was like, people aren't going to think I'm crazy anymore,
Wow.
like because so the whole story is that they like literally erased who he was because he like you can't find. He says he went to I don't know if it was Harvard or I can't remember what school, but like all this like there was people who were like, yeah, I went to school with him, and there's no record of it. And then like his social security number disappeared, like it just wasn't in the system anymore.
That's wild. I don't know. I feel like I got to go listen to that podcast now.
It's a good one, man.
At least
it's a good one.
For sure. And honestly, I mean, just from what you're telling me, I'm already kind of like, damn, dude. I mean, why wouldn't they try to erase him if he knows too much?
Yeah, well,
wild.
So I also understand what he was saying because he was talking about how things kind of started to get shady when they found out that his either his wife or his girlfriend I think it was his wife was cheating on him. Because when you have a clearance like he did, like when I was in I still have it technically. I have a secret clearance because of the stuff I was doing in the Coast Guard, and to get a secret clearance, you go through a very extensive background check. Like there was people that called me or texted me or messaged me on Facebook and were like, hey, so like these people from the government like called me and just started asking me questions, and I was like, yeah, they were doing a background check, Dang. And so a lot of the things they look for is like your relationships, are you in a lot of debt, basically any type of thing where like somebody could come to you and be like, hey, if you give us information, like we'll take care of all your debt, vulnerabilities. Okay. And so as soon as the thing was going on with his wife, they were like, all right, you're done. Like we don't, you're too much of a risk. Yeah. And so, I can't remember the whole story, but yeah, he decided to go to the news.
I feel like I got to go watch it for sure.
Yeah, it's a head scratcher, man, for sure.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Or at least you need to ask my friend if he's seen it too, so I can talk to him about it more. That's wild.
The other thing was that the Pentagon released a document saying that it was either that or somebody who was a part of the task force that they just said was real, that is supposed to investigate UFOs. He said that we have off-world spacecraft. And so that was considered like a big win for Bob Lazar's argument too. And the Pentagon declassified the videos that they were on the news for like a couple days.
Like Tom DeLonge freaking
his whole thing.
Yeah. Dang, yeah, that's wild. I saw those videos too. I mean, it's interesting. But I mean, a UFO is what? I mean, unidentified flying object.
Yeah, you just don't know what it is, yeah.
Could be anything, yeah.
Yeah.
Who knows? But hey, I mean, it sounds like this whole past year, things have been getting super, not exposed, but I guess more open, more, maybe it's exposed, yeah.
I mean, I think
maybe
it's just...
they want us to think that.
There is a whole argument that they're going to use Eddie Bravo talks about that too, that they're going to use a fake alien invasion to like control the whole world.
Oh, maybe that's what COVID is.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe we're never going to go back to normal.
Yeah, right. They go, we'll do COVID and then we'll do alien.
Yeah, that's the plan right there. And then, then the lizard people come out and show themselves.
Yeah, you got to watch out for those ones.
Yeah. Speaking of COVID, man, how's it been for you?
It's been crazy. Honestly, it's been a little rough. I was supposed to get married in June, so we had to reschedule our wedding, unfortunately.
That's a bummer.
Yeah, we actually we rescheduled it to November, and it's looking like we won't be able to do it in November either.
That sucks, man.
So that's been a bummer. But it's okay. I mean, we'll figure it out. For me, it's I'm pretty flexible in dealing with it, and I work in medical, so like I haven't really missed work or anything. I'm fairly essential. Again, we developed the tests and everything. Um, but yeah, no, it sucks. Like my fiance's a teacher, and she hasn't been able to work much. She works with preschoolers, so you can't really do like Zoom schooling for preschoolers, you know?
Yeah, it just would not work.
Yeah. And so she's been having a tough time, but we've been kind of working through it together, and just kind of sucks not being able to like have that day that we already planned for a while. But other than that, like that was like the big thing. But other than that, I mean, it's been okay, you know, you know, getting to do more content creation, I guess, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's definitely like a blessing in disguise because
Yeah.
if if things hadn't shut down, there's no way I'd be doing what I'm doing right now. So,
Yeah. It's wild to think about. I mean, other than that, like, how's it been for you?
so I was in San Francisco right when everything started, and they were the first ones to go
Ooh.
on the whole shelter-in-place order.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, they got hit hard at first, right?
no, I don't think they were hit hard. They were just they were the most preemptive.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah. So I like right around the time where I was like, all right, they were asking me like, hey, this looks like it could get bad. Do you want to extend your like contract in the military? And I was like, ooh, not really. And I'm glad I didn't.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, no, they went on lockdown like March 13th, I want to say, or 18th.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I've been on shelter in place since then. So
Wow, dude.
yeah, I was there at the beginning, and California is
Damn.
definitely, it's looking like we're going to be the way it is till the end of the year at
For
least,
a while. Yeah, exactly.
which I'm super bummed out about. But
Me too. But it is what it is, right? I just I mean, I don't know. It's hard to listen to all of the politics surrounding it, especially it's election year and everyone has something to say and some sort of conspiracy theory about what COVID is or whatever. And again, as a scientist and who literally developed a test, I'm like, we do so many things to like to quality check every step along the way to make sure every sample is the person sample who says it is, all these things. And I'm just like, I don't know. It's hard to think that there's some weird, huge agenda behind a lot of the truth, what I consider to be the truth. But yeah.
yeah, man, I don't know. I honestly have not been keeping up with the politics side of it too much. I have heard a little
Good.
bit about I don't want to waste the brain energy on it, man, to be honest.
Don't, dude. Yeah.
I have heard a little bit of the rumblings about the whole postal service thing.
Yeah.
I honestly don't know what's going on with it. The only thing I can think of is that, obviously if we do like mail-in ballots, there's the whole idea that could obviously be,
Yeah.
not accurate.
Tampered with.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a huge, huge issue, I suppose. But they're trying to fund the post office, and a lot of people who don't have means to use private postal services are going to be SOL, or small businesses who need it to ship out their products, everything like that.
Okay.
So I think that's a problem. But I mean, I also have not read a whole lot into it. So
Yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't
know.
know that was what was going on. So
Yeah. But again, everything's probably to feed some sort of agenda, and it's just I'm trying to form my own opinions when I can,
yeah, I mean, I did hear, because I obviously don't try to focus on politics too much, but I did hear the whole idea that like Trump was thinking about basically just delaying the election, and then it's like, okay, well, is it right to let him still be president for a little bit longer? Like stuff like that. I did hear that
Right.
part of it.
Mhm.
Which I don't know, man. Like part of me is like, hey, like, yeah, maybe we shouldn't have an election yet, but at the same time, it's like, I could see how people would be pissed if, it kind of looked like he was squeezing his way into a longer term.
Right.
You
Well, I
know?
mean, I remember when that was surfacing, I saw like a lot of posts as well talking about how like, oh yeah, no matter what, if election did get postponed, like his term ends January 20th or whatever, 2021, and he wouldn't be president anymore or whatever.
Okay.
Either way, it's just I don't know.
I
Like
don't know how it works.
not every state is how California is right now. And I think a lot of people will be. I mean, if kids can go to school with face masks, we can all have an election day and go to the polls and vote. Like, I mean, Why, like, why are we forcing kids to go to school every day in some areas where it's unsafe to do so? Which I don't think is smart. You know, if you can do that for the kids, then you can probably do an election, I guess. You know, just wear a mask and go vote.
Yeah, I mean, if you can, I don't know, man. Honestly, I go places right now for like essential stuff, and I'm just like, there's definitely people out here that don't. Like, I went to the mall today to go to grab some food.
Yeah.
So many people out there. Like, it's a normal day. And I'm just like, dude.
Alarming. Yeah. I recently went to a drive-in movie on top of the Irvine Spectrum, which is like an outdoor mall in Irvine's kind of snooty. But yeah, I went there and I was in my car most of the time, but I just left to go get some carry out from a restaurant that was at the Spectrum.
Yeah.
And I was walking around and I was just like I kind of started having like a panic attack. And it's probably just because of the situation we're all in, right? It's just like we're all so used to kind of be aware of like large groups right now. And then now all of a sudden I'm in the thick of it. I'm just like, there's this many people going around just like not taking this seriously or just like, or I don't know, just living life like it was normal.
Yeah.
Which, again, to each their own. I'm not trying to push my agenda on anyone. But yeah, it was alarming for sure.
So,
to see that.
Correct me if I'm mistaken, but last I heard, California is the worst, right? We have like 600,000 or something cases.
Yeah, we've been progressively getting worse. I think we're probably one of the worst ones is next to New York.
And we have like the strictest guidelines.
Yeah, I think so, but we also don't really. I mean, it's not like martial law or anything, you know.
Right.
So we have the strict. We'd probably have the strictest guidelines, but most people revolting against them, I guess. You know.
Yeah, it's. I don't know. I've definitely been seeing more and more people say that they think the schools are going to open and then all shut down because there's going to be outbreaks in the schools. And
yeah. Well, I think the first of the colleges to open recently
shut down within a week, right?
Yeah, with 123 positive cases within a week. Like, heed that warning. Like, and these are young adults who are healthy, you know, like, and it's supposed to not really affect them as much, you know.
Yeah.
But if you're not living at the dorms, you're going home to the people in your house and you're bringing it to them, and it's just.
I forgot, my girlfriend just showed me a TikTok recently where somebody was saying that they're like quarantined in their dorms, and the people who were like delivering food were like delivering things that some people can't have or something because of allergies and stuff. So there's like people not eating and stuff. Like, it's just a mess, dude. Yeah.
That's wild. Yeah. Yeah, things are crazy, man.
So I like, my girlfriend's doing the online school right now. And so her whole thing is like right now they're kind of just pushing all the book work because they can, you know, obviously do that on the computer more than the hands-on stuff. She's going to school for hair and makeup.
Oh, okay.
And so then the question is, what happens when all that work runs out and it's supposed to be just hands-on stuff? If you can't go to the school, what happens? Like, do they delay your school or?
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, it's the same argument is like if you finish school and you can't really work either. You know?
Yeah.
It's like your work at that point is all hands on. It's not really theory or anything.
Yep.
So that's tough. Yeah. I know a lot of people are struggling right now and it's really, really hard for them. And yeah, man, we gotta hopefully just be able to bring ourselves and surround them with some support whenever we can. You know, those small businesses and people who rely on that and who haven't been able to work for a long time.
Yeah. I guess the biggest gripe for me is I'm really into like weightlifting, and like obviously I talked about the jujitsu, and I haven't been able to do that stuff since March. The gym opened up, like the you know, the like 24-hour fitness opened up for like 2 weeks, and I had strep throat for like 1 week of that. So then I finally was like, you know, a couple days without, you know, I was back to normal and everything, and then so I go to the gym, and then literally a couple days later they're like, yeah, they're probably going to shut it down tomorrow, and they did, and I was just like,
Did you feel comfortable at the gym when you went?
I mean, honestly, if you ask me, it's a joke. Like they were saying, "Oh, we wiped down stuff." Dude, I watched them. Soon as I hope I don't get anybody in trouble.
I'm sure they're not getting paid a lot. Like,
well, I was just saying that like they said that like, you know, they need this much time between like because you had an hour and that's it, right? And then So you would do your hour, and they'd be like, "All right, you have 5 minutes left. Finish up what you're doing," and then, um, it was supposed to be like, here's this little set gap for them to clean. But I swear, every time I was leaving, they were already letting people in.
Yeah, what's up with that?
I don't know, man.
And that's why, because same thing. Like obviously we're in the same state, so same guidelines, right? Like I was getting ready for my wedding in June. I'm like, I'm hitting it. Let's go. I'm intermittent fasting. I'm doing all these things. I was really excited. I was feeling good, looking good.
Yeah.
And then yeah, freaking March happened, and then no more gym. Like I was waking up. I was in 6 a.m. sessions like 5 days a week. I was feeling awesome. But yeah, now it's like that happened. I couldn't go anymore, and then kind of got like a little depressed about in my head about like not getting married in June anymore. So I'm like, what am I even? I should be working for my health every day, no matter what. But I was like, oh, like that was like my goal. Like, let's get to that wedding date, and like, you know,
Yeah.
but yeah, and now I'm just like I'm at this point where I'm just like, okay, well, I have to figure out some sort of at home thing or something I can do. Like even if it's just like body weight exercises or like, to
Hate
get it
it, man.
going. Yeah.
I hate it. The body weight
Yeah.
exercises. I was in the military, so I don't want to do that stuff anymore.
Oh, right. Yeah, see, I haven't even really tried a lot of it. I was in football. That's like, we did a lot of lifting.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I feel like for me, since I am like overweight, like I feel like body weight exercises are probably beneficial. Like at least if I'm trying to like lose fat,
Yeah.
But yeah, they're not pleasant for sure.
Honestly, man, the biggest thing, because I've fluctuated in weight a lot, just because the military is stressful, and you go on deployments and you're just like, screw it, I'm just gonna eat what I want, and then
Right.
you yo-yo diet, and I feel like I'm pretty relaxed right now, but I haven't been eating too much, so that's good. I think
good.
I'm distracted a lot by my work, so that helps, keeping myself
Nice.
busy. I do the intermittent fasting, and then I was a pretty avid, like, I gotta walk every day and hit my move goal, but I've totally just kind of thrown that out the window. I need to get back on it. But yeah, walking is, I think it's super underrated. I think people should walk a lot more.
Absolutely. And especially, I mean, it's free and you can do it in your neighborhood or wherever, in your city, anywhere. Like, and it's so good for you. Cause I used to weigh 360 pounds, and then I actually got a weight loss surgery. So I lost 120 pounds because I used like that tool I got from weight loss surgery of like getting a lot of my stomach, excised. Use that along with exercise and eating well to like, really hit it hard. And so I got down to a good weight, and then, you put some back on. It's like, you're not just going to keep losing forever. But yeah, my fear is just like, I do not want to let myself get to a point where I'm just crazy overweight again, because I can't.
That's good, man.
It's gonna be hard to bounce back from.
Keep that mindset. That's important.
Yeah. So I'd rather work hard, lose what I have to lose now, than have to lose more later and feel even worse for myself or something.
Yeah, I told Chunky Hustle that because of the military and their weight standards, I've never really had to lose more than like 20 pounds. And 20 pounds to me, because I'm 5'3". I weigh like, I think last time I weighed myself, I was like 132 or 33. So 20 pounds to me is a lot.
Yeah, totally.
So, like, yeah, I would not want to put on a bunch of weight and then have to lose it. But to me, that is enough to get me to not overeat and stuff. So, yeah, man, it's important to have that mindset, not just let yourself go.
Totally. I mean, for me, it's like, the whole reason. Yeah, I mean, I've been overweight like my whole life. So for me, it's just more like at this point, like food, it's like almost like an addiction. Like it's a comfort and it's an addiction. It's like what I turn to.
Me too.
When those old habits come back, like in a time like this where everything's like very anxious and very stressed, and it's like that's the one thing I can control. It's just like, oh, well, I can eat something nice to make me feel better, which is like not healthy.
Yeah. Well, I guess for me, the one benefit of being a smaller guy is that if I gain 5 pounds, I notice right away. Like I see it in my face right away and stuff. So
totally,
that's been a big thing. And then definitely being in a relationship, keeping each other in check definitely helps.
Yeah.
So yeah. If you don't mind me asking, how much do you weigh now?
I honestly have not stepped on a scale since quarantine hit. But I'm pretty sure I'm around like 260.
Okay, so that you're like 100 pounds down from where you were still?
Oh yeah, I'm still
awesome.
like far from my max weight, but still I'm trending upwards and I need to pump the brakes. I'm acknowledging that now, and I just need to hold myself accountable and like show some discipline rather than letting myself have a cheat 4 months of quarantine.
Yeah. How long have you been doing, or do you still do the intermittent fasting, or you only did that?
I was doing it while I was working out, like January to like April or May or March, sorry. But I haven't been doing it recently, but it's something that it's like super easy to fit into a lifestyle that I feel like when I first started it, I was like, this is something I want to make a habit of, to make my lifestyle diet, not like a diet, but lifestyle way of just like living, right? I think it's super healthy. I think there's a lot of benefits to it.
Yeah.
But having a partner who doesn't do it is a little hard sometimes. Not making excuses, of course, but like we love to cook, right? But I don't get off work until like 5:30, get home by 6. We're cooking until like 7:38. And if I'm trying to stop eating by 8, like that's hard sometimes.
Yeah.
Of course, I can just shift my window a little bit. And that works. I mean, honestly, and as long as your partner supports you, it's all good too.
I think our biggest problem is my girlfriend. She has some kind of issue where she's like super sensitive with caffeine, and so I'm a big caffeine person. I drink a lot of coffee, or recently I've been drinking a lot of G Fuel.
Yeah.
Because of the whole, I don't know if you saw that TikTok.
I saw you testing a bunch of different ones.
So what happened was I reached out to G Fuel for a charity stream I was doing, because I was giving away G Fuel. I was like, hey, would you guys like to make like a donation or donate some G Fuel, something, And they were like, we're not doing sponsorships right now. And I was like, okay. And then I ordered some G Fuel just to give away, because that was like, people really liked that, And so I ordered 200 packets of G Fuel.
Oh my god!
In the little how was your rate your experience thing, I was like, I'm a Twitch streamer. This is my name on Twitch. Like my followers want me to do more giveaways and this and that. They sent me 600 packets.
Whoa! Yeah. Nice, dude. That's awesome.
So I've been trying all the flavors and stuff, and
dude, heck yeah,
I'm addicted. I mean, at least they're like 0 sugar and stuff, so that's good.
Totally. Yeah, I've been like, I tried G Fuel before, and then I tried like the pre-made ones that like come in a can that they sell sometimes, and those ones are pretty good. Recently I've been doing a lot of advanced GG.
Okay.
But I mean, it's all similar, but I mean, it's really cool. Just testing different flavors, seeing what's good, But yeah, man, I was always kind of like, oh yeah, gamer drinks, like, it's probably whatever. But I mean, you get a little kick, it still has caffeine in it, and it's nice. I'm the same with caffeine. I love caffeine. Yeah. Love my coffee. Like I have a whole like specialty coffee like making station in my kitchen and stuff.
Oh, okay.
I'm like about it.
Yeah, I know a guy just like that. He was like, he literally made me $100 cup of coffee one time.
Oh man, were you in San Fran?
Yeah,
because there's a lot of good coffee in San Fran.
Well, so his wife made more money than he did, and because he was in the military with me, and so he was like, I just do whatever I want, and so yeah, he was like a big coffee guy. He would like travel around on his motorcycle and pick up coffee from all over the place. So cool. Yeah, it was definitely, it tasted expensive, I'll tell you that. Like, it was good. I can't remember where it was from. I think it was it was actually that type of it's the coffee bean where like some kind of bat or something like that, like poops out the beans, and then it was something like that. It was like very like special.
That's really weird.
I don't remember if it was bats or not. Don't quote me on that. But it was something like that.
Beans. Like it.
It was probably something completely different than a bat, but I guess I'm still thinking COVID.
we'll just fact check it later.
Yeah. Yeah, no, one of my mods actually just sent me some really good coffee to try, so that's cool.
Dude, heck yeah.
Yeah, so she obviously, because not being able to have a lot of caffeine, for me, I'm just like, what? I just drink caffeine and then I'm fine. Like I can go till like 4 if I forget, And she's like, once she hits noon, she's like starting to get hungry. So it's a little different for her, but
right.
Intermittent fasting has definitely been like the biggest thing for me.
Yeah.
As far as controlling my weight.
Do you have the caffeine, like the black coffee or anything like that in the mornings or whatever?
I pretty much go off of how I feel. If I wait too long to have caffeine, I start to get like the like hungry, like queasy feeling, and so I'm like, all right, I need some caffeine, and then I'm good to go.
Nice.
So
Yeah, I feel like caffeine helps a lot with like getting you to that eating window.
Yeah, for sure.
But sometimes with like my like if I sometimes with my bad eating habits and stuff, it's like I'm like really waiting for that window, and then it's just like I don't want to like wait for that window and then binge because that's just like super unhealthy as well.
Yeah.
So I just always have to make sure I have something healthy around that I can kind of break my fast with, so it's not like forming a bad habit like right off the bat.
Yeah. I need to be better about that too, because I've noticed like I'll lose track of time, and then my girlfriend's like, "Hey, I made some dinner," and so like I'll go eat, and like my stomach's just like, "Whoa, that's a lot of food, really fast."
Yeah.
So I need to start eating like an apple or something, like an apple and a
Hmm.
protein bar or something
Right,
as a
or some
snack.
like nuts or something, or if
Yeah,
you're not allergic, you know.
yeah, I'm not. So yeah, definitely, I need to start doing that. I think she told me, she's like, "Yeah, you need to start eating something. You're always complaining that your stomach isn't feeling the
Yeah.
best after we eat." I'm like, probably right.
It's like such a dance. It's like, okay, I don't want to overeat because I don't want to
Yeah,
gain weight, but like I need to eat enough that I'm feeling good and not getting headaches, and I need to eat enough good things that are going to provide my body with nutrients. And it's, like
yep.
I even like for the 24-hour stream, I got these like just like freaking peanuts from Trader Joe's, or there's yeah,
Oh,
like
the
cashews
everything
and almonds,
bagel.
but they got the everything but the bagel seasoning on them, and they're pretty good,
Nice.
and
I've
some
had
good
that.
protein. Yeah, they're
Good
good.
stuff.
Just gotta keep them nearby. But
Oh, let's see. It's 8 o'clock. I'll go for a little bit longer, but we should probably start wrapping it up.
yeah, for sure.
You got to get to your stream, right?
Yeah, I gotta eat something first, and then I'll be on my stream at like 9 or whatever
Yeah.
works.
It's almost time to put little guy to bed. So,
Oh, there you go.
um, let's see. What can we end on?
Hmm.
Hmm. Yeah. So, do you have any other hobbies?
Um. Great question. I mean, it's hard to think about hobbies in quarantine right now, but I love to go hiking, camping. Like,
Nice.
huge fan of like the outdoors in general. Whenever I can get out there. Um. Usually, I'm like, oh, my hobby is video games, but obviously, we've established that.
Yeah.
Um. But yeah, no, I mean, I think camping and like hiking is super fun. I'd love to try and see like all of the like national parks one day, like
Yeah.
kind of slowly make my way through them. What about you? Do you like being outdoors or camping or anything like that?
I'm not like a super outdoorsy person.
Mm.
Like I said, I'm really into working out and stuff. One of my biggest
Yeah.
fears is that it's gonna go on for long enough that my gym that I go to might not be there anymore, the jujitsu one,
Dang.
because
Yeah. Yeah.
there's small like local owned gyms.
Right.
Speaking of that, so you're on the Long Beach side, right?
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
you, without getting too specific,
Yeah. Yeah. No, you're good.
yeah. So there was rioting on your side, right? I don't.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Oh yeah. There was riots literally in my city, like two blocks down. Like a 7-Eleven's like was trashed and everything, and
what was that like being there for that?
that was wild. I literally just, I think I was moved into this house that we moved into 2 weeks before all of that happened. So
Mhm.
we're new to the area. We're like figuring it all out. And then we're like, oh crap, this is happening. Like there's riots down the street. We are already in quarantine. Our mental state is kind of like fractured at this point. Luckily, it's a fairly safe city I live in. It's not like Long Beach. I used to live in downtown Long Beach, like in the thick of everything. Like literally Crips were living across the street from me, like crazy
Yeah.
shit. Um like and yeah, it
That's
was
rough.
I got some weird stories. But yeah, no, like it's a safe neighborhood, and like the people around us are super nice. So I felt okay. My fiance had a little anxiety for a
Yeah.
bit.
Hold up, I got to knock on the door. Sorry, what were you saying?
Um yeah, I think I was just kind of saying that like yeah, like it was pretty rough at first, like my fiance had a lot of anxiety for a couple weeks, but I think I mean I was too. I was kind of starting to get like really worked up over quarantine, and then that hit, and I was just like, whoa. And then because the crazy part about that was that we in our area we started having curfews,
Oh,
and like they
really?
kept yeah, so they started changing every couple of hours. I'm at work and I get an alert. It's just like Long Beach curfew indoors by 6 p.m. Like, and I'm like, what the hell? Like curfews? This is insane. And like they kept like for a week straight had different curfews at different
Yeah.
times every day, and my phone kept telling me like the Apple alerts or whatever. I'm just like, this is wild, dude. Like,
Crazy
so
times.
crazy. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
actually, the 10th Planet Long Beach. So,
mhm.
because yeah. So like I said, I go to 10th Planet. The one in Long Beach got burned down.
Oh my god, yeah, dude,
Yeah, I
all those
remember
small
seeing that.
businesses in that area, it was such a shame.
Yeah, man, it's sad.
Yeah, like,
Real
'cause,
sad.
I mean, I'm all for peaceful protests, and you should peacefully protest. But if people who are just anarchists are going to come in and kind of take that and use it as an excuse to be destructive, it's such a shame.
Yeah, it really is, man. It's sad to see that. I know, like Joe Rogan and a bunch of people, they're like, that was it for them. They're leaving. They don't want to live here
Yeah.
anymore.
Right? Isn't he going to Texas? Right?
Yeah, and then Joey Diaz, I bumped into him at the comedy club one time. He's I think he's moving back to New York. Like,
Wow.
there's a bunch of comedians and stuff that are like all banding together and just kind of like boycotting LA now. So
That's good, dude. Gotta. I mean, things have been insane.
yeah, for
But
real.
here we
It
are.
sucks because I was really excited to like move here, you know, and all
I
that,
know.
and I don't know what's gonna happen, you know.
Yeah. I mean, like I said earlier, like you can only know looking backwards. That's how you connect the dots. But
Yeah,
who knows? Maybe everything happening right now will end up being good enough to put you in a position where you can go wherever you want.
yeah.
That could be nice.
All right, man.
Very
Well,
cool.
probably a good note to wrap it up on. I'd love to have you on again, man. You were super easy to talk to. I really enjoyed the
Yeah,
conversation.
absolutely. I've loved our conversations. I know we kind of tripped over each other a couple times, but so sorry if I.
You're
was
totally
talking a
fine.
little-
I'm super
Yeah.
self-conscious about that, so
Yeah, especially starting out, I'm sure it's like, oh wow, like time to like, oh, am I talking too much? I don't know.
my biggest thing is I'm still trying to stop using so many filler words.
Mm,
You know,
yeah.
I'm trying to get rid of the ums and likes and stuff like that. So
Totally. Yeah, I usually end most of my sentences like but or would. Yeah, but again,
it's hard.
I'm not doing this all the time, so
It's hard because everybody talks like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
In California, we say like a lot.
Mhm.
Something that was new to me because I didn't know we said like a lot because I'm from here.
yeah,
But yeah, it's wild.
yeah, man. We live super close to each other, so maybe one day we can grab lunch
That'd
or
be
something.
sick.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, I love that, man. It's super cool meeting you and actually getting to like actually have a chat rather than just like in DMs and stuff. So I really enjoyed doing this, and thanks for like including me and giving me an opportunity to come chat.
Yeah, man. At anytime, you're welcome to
Yeah.
come back anytime, man.
Thank you, dude.
We'll be in touch, and I'll definitely be stopping by your stream from time to time. I love to check in
For sure.
with the people
And
that
dude,
are on.
like honestly, like congrats on all of this upswing, and hopefully it can kind of turn into some long-term positivity, and you can keep building your community to be awesome, man.
I hope so, man. I really like the direction it's going. So
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'll be watching.
awesome, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll likewise, man. I hope everything goes well for you too, man. Nothing
you,
but positive
dude.
vibes, man.
Heck yeah. Sounds good, man.
All right. Take care, man.
See you,
Great
man.
talking to you.
You too.